In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 NBA games happening on March 13, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Detroit Pistons versus Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards and the Detroit Pistons are set to face off once more, this time at Little Caesars Arena on Thursday night. Both teams are looking to make their mark, but they're coming into this game with different challenges and expectations. The Wizards are still dealing with some key absences, as Bill Coulibaly and Malcolm Brogdon remain sidelined. On the other side, the Pistons are rolling with the same lineup they've had recently. The Pistons are clearly the stronger team heading into this matchup and are expected to be heavy favorites. They just dominated the Wizards a few days ago, winning by a convincing 20 points. Another lopsided victory wouldn't be surprising, but it's still a bit unusual to see the Pistons in this position. This is only the second time since 2008 that they've been favored by 15 or more points. Meanwhile, the Wizards have shown some improvement over the past month, managing to pull off a few wins here and there. Additionally, the Pistons might be looking ahead to their next game against the Thunder, which could affect their focus. Can they deliver back-to-back blowouts? It's hard to say. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Wizards to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. When it comes to the numbers, the Wizards are averaging 108 points per game, shooting 43.7% from the field, while giving up 121 points on 47.1% shooting by their opponents. From three-point range, they're hitting 33.3% of their attempts, and they're converting 78.1% of their free throws. Defensively, they're allowing opponents to shoot 36.6% from deep, and they're pulling down 44.1 rebounds per game. On the other hand, the Pistons are putting up 115 points per game, shooting 47.5% from the field, and allowing 113 points on 46% shooting. They're shooting 35.9% from beyond the arc and 77.7% from the free throw line. Defensively, they're giving up 36.7% shooting from three and grabbing 45.4 rebounds per game. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Lakers versus Milwaukee Bucks. On Thursday night, the Los Angeles Lakers and Milwaukee Bucks will face off at the Pfizer Forum in what promises to be an intriguing matchup. The Lakers are coming off a tough loss to the Brooklyn Nets, while the Bucks are looking to rebound after a disappointing defeat against the Indiana Pacers. Both teams will be eager to turn things around, but injuries and recent form could play a significant role in determining the outcome. The Lakers are dealing with a number of key absences, as Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Jackson Hayes are all sidelined. Additionally, Luka Doncic is listed as questionable, which could further complicate matters for the team. On the other hand, the Bucks will be without Tyler Smith and Chris Livingston for this game. Despite these setbacks, the Bucks will be looking to capitalize on the Lakers' injury woes when they host them in Milwaukee. With LeBron James out, the Lakers will rely heavily on Luka Doncic to lead the charge. However, Doncic struggled with his shooting in the loss to the Nets, and his ongoing back issues may have contributed to his poor performance. The Bucks, meanwhile, will be motivated to keep pace with the Pacers in the Eastern Conference standings after their surprising loss in Indiana. Without LeBron's presence, particularly on the boards, Giannis Antetokounmpo is poised to dominate in the paint and take advantage of the Lakers' depleted frontcourt. The Bucks' recent loss to the Pacers was particularly painful, as they were up by 3 points with just 3 seconds left on the clock. However, a costly three-pointer and a foul allowed the Pacers to snatch the victory in regulation, avoiding overtime. It was a crushing defeat for Milwaukee, and they'll be eager to bounce back against a Lakers team that is missing LeBron James and several other key players. Jackson Hayes and Rui Hachimura were absent in the Lakers' loss to the Nets, and while Finney-Smith is expected to return, the team still lacks the depth needed to contain Giannis in the paint. The Bucks rank 4th in effective field goal percentage this season, and their ability to make shots consistently should give them the edge over a Lakers squad that will be heavily reliant on Doncic, especially with LeBron sidelined. This is one of those games where checking the lineups before tip-off is crucial, given the uncertainty surrounding the Lakers' injury situation. That said, the Bucks are in relatively good health and will be highly motivated to erase the memory of Tuesday's heartbreaking loss by securing a win against the shorthanded Lakers on their home court. Both teams are currently struggling, having combined for 5 consecutive losses, but the Bucks are in a much better position to come out on top against an undermanned Lakers squad. The betting line for this game is modest, which makes the Bucks an appealing choice to bounce back with a victory over the injury-plagued Lakers. As our first pick for this matchup, the Milwaukee Bucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Before Luka Doncic's arrival, one of the key changes new Lakers coach J.J. Redick has implemented in Los Angeles is a strong half-court defense. Over the second half of the season, the Lakers have emerged as one of the better defensive teams in the league. They currently rank 8th in points allowed per game and are also 8th in field goal defense. Their perimeter defense has been particularly impressive, as they rank 4th in three-point defense. This defensive improvement has contributed to the Lakers going under the total in 8 of their last 10 games. The Bucks, meanwhile, have also shown defensive growth this season, ranking 12th in points allowed per game and 3rd in field goal defense. However, their recent results have been more mixed, with a 5-5 record against the total in their last 10 games, including undares in their last 2 outings. Defensively, the Bucks have been solid this season, particularly when it comes to defending the three-point line. Opposing teams are shooting just 34.8% from beyond the arc against them, which is the 4th best mark in the league. On the offensive end, Damian Lillard has been struggling from three-point range lately, shooting only 34.1% over his last 5 games. In his last 2 appearances, he has gone just 3 for 1-4 from deep. Given these trends, I expect both teams to have difficulty shooting from beyond the arc in this game. Additionally, with Luka Doncic likely to slow the pace of the game in LeBron's absence, the total points scored could end up lower than expected. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Orlando Magic versus New Orleans Pelicans. The Orlando Magic, holding a record of 30 wins and 36 losses, are set to face the New Orleans Pelicans, who stand at 18 wins and 48 losses in an inter-conference matchup on Thursday night. The Magic are coming off a road loss to the Houston Rockets on Monday, while the Pelicans are riding high after securing a home victory against the Los Angeles Clippers in their last outing. When these two teams first met this season, Orlando dominated with a 115-88 win on their home court. Both teams are dealing with injuries heading into this game. The Magic will be without Jalen Suggs and Moritz Wagner, while the Pelicans continue to miss Kelly Olynyk and Herbert Jones. Orlando is in desperate need of a win to boost their confidence, especially after a rough performance against the Rockets where they managed only 84 points. On the other hand, the Pelicans are coming off an impressive upset win over the Clippers, which should give them some momentum. However, they've been inconsistent overall, making this matchup unpredictable. The Magic have shown some resilience on the road recently, winning 2 of their last 3 away games. They're fighting hard to improve their position in the conference standings. Meanwhile, the Pelicans have been struggling, losing 4 of their last 5 games. Orlando's strong defensive play has been a key factor in their success, while New Orleans has been one of the weakest defensive teams in the league. In their first meeting, the Magic shot an impressive 52% from the field and held the Pelicans to just 88 points, showcasing their defensive prowess. Orlando has had the upper hand in this series recently, and the Pelicans' injury woes won't make things any easier for them. The Magic excel at drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line, and they've been aggressive on the offensive glass. In contrast, New Orleans has struggled to defend effectively, ranking near the bottom of the league in opponent field goal percentage and failing to close out possessions consistently. As our first pick for this matchup, the Orlando Magic to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. While the Magic prefer to play at a slower pace, they'll be facing one of the league's weakest defenses in New Orleans. Orlando has scored at least 115 points in 4 of their last 5 games against the Pelicans, and they'll likely find success again in this one. On the flip side, the Pelicans have been strong on the offensive glass and rank in the top 10 for fast break points. If Orlando turns the ball over, New Orleans could capitalize in transition. However, the Magic's ability to control the game's tempo and exploit the Pelicans' defensive weaknesses gives gives them a clear edge. In their first meeting, Orlando put up 115 points, and they're likely to exceed their average scoring output against a struggling Pelicans defense. New Orleans has been giving up an average of 124 points over their last 5 games, which doesn't bode well for them. Offensively, the Pelicans have been decent, scoring 115 or more in 4 of their last 6 games. However, the Magic's defense, while solid overall, has shown vulnerability against three-point shooting, ranking 25th in the league in that category. This could open the door for some high-scoring opportunities. The over has hit in 6 of Orlando's last 8 road games, suggesting this matchup could see plenty of points. I expect this game to feature a lot of scoring from both sides. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Brooklyn Nets versus Chicago Bulls. This Thursday, the Brooklyn Nets are set to face off against the Chicago Bulls at the United Center. This game marks the second encounter between these two Eastern Conference teams this season. Their previous meetings have been evenly split, with the Nets securing a 120-112 victory on November 1st, and the Bulls bouncing back with a 128-102 win on December 2nd. Over their last 10 matchups, the Nets hold a slight edge, leading the series 6-4 straight up and against the spread. Additionally, the under has hit in 6 of those 10 games, suggesting a trend toward lower scoring contests. The Nets might be dealing with some roster challenges heading into this game, as Noah Clowney is currently listed as questionable. On the other side, the Bulls will be without Lonzo Ball and Josh Giddey, who have been ruled out. Despite the Bulls opening as favorites, their injury situation, particularly the absence of Giddey, could create an opportunity for the Nets to pull off an upset. While the Bulls have been on a decent run with 3 straight wins, the Nets showed promise in their recent narrow loss to the Cavaliers. I believe the Nets are poised to step up and deliver a stronger performance in this matchup. As our first pick for this matchup, the Brooklyn Nets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Bulls are riding some momentum after back-to-back wins against the Heat and the Pacers. In both games, they managed to hold their opponents under 110 points, a feat they hadn't accomplished in their previous 14 games throughout February and early March. As a result, the under hit in both of those contests. However, scoring has been a struggle for the Bulls lately, as they've only reached 120 points 3 times in their last 14 games. On the other hand, the Nets have been solid defensively, holding each of their last 3 opponents below 110 points. Their offense hasn't been much to write home about either, as they've only surpassed 120 points once in their last 25 games, a 121-129 loss to the Thunder. Given the Nets' deliberate pace of play, this game is likely to be a slower, grinded-out affair. Brooklyn is the slowest-paced team in the NBA, with long average offensive and defensive possession lengths. While the Bulls play at a faster tempo on offense, they rank middle of the pack in defensive possession length. The Nets have consistently stuck to their style of play, regardless of the opponent or venue, and this has been particularly effective against Eastern Conference teams. The under has hit in 26 of their 40 conference games this season, and it's also been a reliable bet in their road games, including when they're underdogs. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Sacramento Kings versus Golden State Warriors. The 2024-2025 NBA season rolls on this Thursday, March 13th, with an exciting Pacific Division matchup as the Sacramento Kings face off against the Golden State Warriors at the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. This game marks the final meeting between the two teams in their 4-game regular season series. Sacramento got the better of Golden State earlier in the season, securing 2 wins in January with scores of 129-99 and 123-117. However, the Warriors bounced back in February with a dominant 132-108 victory, setting the stage for a competitive showdown in this 4th and final clash. Injury updates are worth keeping an eye on as the Kings monitor the status of Jake LaRavia and Domantas Sabonis, both of whom are listed as questionable for the game. On the Warriors side, Brandon Podziemski has been ruled out, but the team is optimistic about Jonathan Kuminga's return to the lineup. Golden State has been on a tear since acquiring Jimmy Butler, showcasing their improved form in their recent blowout win over Sacramento. In that February 22nd game, Butler contributed 17 points and 7 assists, while the Kings struggled with 24 turnovers and a poor shooting night from beyond the arc. The Warriors, meanwhile, capitalized on their opportunities, posting an impressive 4-0-1-2 assist-to-turnover ratio. Domantas Sabonis is likely to miss his 6th consecutive game, which puts the Kings at a significant disadvantage. advantage as they attempt to pull off an upset at the Chase Center. Golden State has been playing some of their best basketball recently, making this a tough challenge for Sacramento. Both teams have plenty at stake in this game as they aim to stay competitive in the playoff race. The Kings are currently 9th in the standings and fighting to remain in play and contention, but their recent form has been shaky, with 4 losses in their last 5 games. They've also struggled against the spread this season, holding a 26-35-3 record. On the other hand, the Warriors have been on fire, winning 12 of their last 14 games, including 5 straight. Their defense has stepped up, ranking 9th in scoring defense and 12th in opponent field goal percentage. Golden State has also been solid against the spread lately, going 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. The Kings are in a transitional phase, and there's still some uncertainty surrounding Sabonis' future with the team. This isn't an ideal time for them to face a red-hot Warriors squad. While Sacramento leads the season series 2-1, their most recent meeting was a blowout loss to Golden State, 132-108, on February 21st. The Kings are slowly getting healthier, and Sabonis' potential return could provide a boost. But their inconsistency makes it hard to trust them against top-tier teams. The Warriors, meanwhile, are also benefiting from improved health, with Kuminga expected back, and they've been one of the league's hottest teams since adding Jimmy Butler. With 9 wins in their last 10 games and a solid 33-32 record against the spread, Golden State is in a strong position to continue their winning ways. It's tough to bet against the Warriors right now, especially when facing a Kings team that has been hit or miss all season. As our first pick for this matchup, the Golden State Warriors to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Defense has been a major issue for the Kings, and their struggles were on full display in their recent loss to the Knicks, where they gave up 133 points even without Jalen Brunson in the lineup. Sacramento's inability to contain opponents will likely be a problem against the Warriors, and this game could turn into a high-scoring affair. Golden State relies heavily on their three-point shooting, ranking 3rd in the NBA in three-point rate and 13th in three-point percentage. The Kings, unfortunately, have been one of the worst teams in the league at defending the three-point line, ranking last in opponent three-point percentage and 28th in triples allowed per 100 possessions. This mismatch could prove costly for Sacramento. In terms of pace, the Kings rank 18th in the league with 98.8 possessions per 48 minutes, while the Warriors are slightly faster at 14th with 99.2 possessions. This suggests a game that could feature plenty of offensive action. The over has hit in 17 of the Warriors' 29 home games this season, and it's gone 6-4 in their last 10 contests. For the Kings, the over is 17-16 in their road games and 10-7 since February 1st. With Golden State ranking as the 12th fastest team in the NBA and Sacramento not far behind at 19th, the pace of this game should favor a high-scoring outcome. The Kings' struggles to defend the three-point line will likely be exploited by the Warriors, adding to the potential for points. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.